Alright then, let's get this ready. Hello there everyone, my name is Aaron7491 on Nexus Mods, and I'm here to show you how to create a FOMOD, a simple FOMOD with auto detect. Now, for those of you who don't know what FOMOD is, I'm pretty sure most people do, but for those of you who don't know, FOMOD is just a GUI for people to have mods that have multiple things they can do, like see-through scopes. It allows you to choose certain things so certain files are installed, and basically it's just a quicker, easier way to give people multiple options for a mod instead of making them download multiple mods at the same time. So I use FOMOD creation tool created by Winder, and pretty much you just do a manual download and you can put it anywhere. It doesn't need anything else. I just put it here in my H drive, and this is all you'll need. So pretty much when you open it up, this is what you're going to get. Well, let me start a new one. Pretty much this is what you're going to get. And pretty much the only thing you need to worry about is pretty much your mod name. You don't have to worry about everything here. You can upload a picture if you want. You don't have to. But pretty much most of the stuff, this will mostly matter for your mod page. It won't matter on this FOMOD. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to basically just do a simple little test with this test folder I have with the caliber patch for the MP40 that I made for caliber complex patch. Well, caliber complex, it's a patch for it. And I have the MP40 page up because I'm going to be going back to it later, and you'll understand why. Because you're going to type in a lot more than you think. So let's start off very simple. Test patch, just like that. Just don't put test, nothing special. Not going to worry about images. I'm going to choose my root directory. Your root directory is basically going to be the main file itself. It's going to be the folder that contains everything you have, whatever you got, NIF scope files, patches, whatever it is. This is going to contain everything. It needs to have everything in it. So I'm going to click on test, and I'm going to click select folder. Now this is what's going to pop. So there is no FOMOD catalog in this specified directory. Create one? Yes. What's going to happen is that it's going to create a FOMOD folder for you, and in here it's going to put in the XMLs that it's going to save when you save your FOMOD, and those XMLs are just all the coding that's going to basically take place with what you're going to do in here, and everything is just simple. Point on and click on stuff like that. So let's click on proceed. Now in here, this is your step. Each step is just the page after page after page. So pretty much you go through FOMOD, this is pretty much going to be your first page. The first thing that pops up. So when it installs, this is going to be the first thing they see, and you click on new step, it'll be the next thing they see when you click next, and so on and so forth. We're not going to do anything super special today. We're just going to do test. Now, here's what you have here, groups and plugins. What a group is basically the category for the list of plugins you're going to have in there. So this is just going to be like in this category you have, I don't know, maybe all patches for the creator Trophy Hunter. For all the things that Trophy Hunter has done, you can list all the patches or changes to whatever plugins you have under that group, and you can create multiple groups. In each group, you can have however many plugins you want. So for this group, we're just going to call it ammo patch. And pretty much the type. What this means, so the type is basically what needs to be done in this group. Do you need to select exactly one, like one needs to be selected? Do you like just one at all? Like it has to be exactly one. It can't be anything less. You can have any can be selected, none can be selected, stuff like that. Select at most one, which means that you have to have at least one selected. Well, not most one. At most one means, well, shoot, I never used a most one. So scrap what I just said previously. I mostly just use any, because pretty much as gives players, do what they will. So I'm just gonna click any. I guess instead of me trying to save myself, you can pretty much come over here to the info tab and read through this, and it'll tell you a variety of different things. But generally, where it says the type, you just go for wherever it is. Go for wherever one fits suit for you. Mostly it's going to be select any, generally, unless you need to have a very specific type. Now, for here, plugin name, let's put an MP40. Nothing special, nothing amazing. Now we have the name, and you can change the name anytime you want. Plugin description, let's put ammo patch. Nothing special, nothing secret. Now here is where it's going to be just a little extra work. So what this here is that this is the plugin dependency. What this basically says is what is needed for this plugin to work. Now, pretty much you have the default type name, optional, required, recommended, could be usable, not usable. This is all going to be optional. You don't want this for me, for this what we're doing right now, I'm just making it optional. You don't have to choose it, but you can. Now you have the operator and or, which means that for however many plugins you have in here, for and you need all of the plugins. Or means either this or that. It either needs this or this for it to basically be whatever it needs to be, for it to be optional, for it to be required, for it to be recommended, for it to be not usable, for it could be usable. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to create two new patterns. One for not usable and one for recommended. What this is going to do is this. When you have it as not usable, that means that if whatever file or flag you have in whatever state you place it meets the requirements, this is not going to be usable. In the sense that if you try to click on it and you don't have the requirements for it, the files, the flags necessary, then basically it'll pop up a warning saying, hey, there's something wrong here. Are you sure you want to install this? Knowing that you don't have everything necessary. Versus recommended. What this means is that when you bring up the FOMOD and you have all of what is needed, all the files and flags or whatever, it will recommend it and it will automatically select it. And basically, if you try to deselect it, it'll be like, hey, wait a minute, this is specifically recommended for you to have. Are you sure you want to turn it off? Now, sadly, there isn't like a recommend but no warning, because truth be told, even if you had the requirements, you might not want to use whatever's going to affect whatever, and you might want to turn it off. So at times you're just going to have to deal with the fact that it says it's recommended, but stuff like that. Don't worry about it. Now let's go to the NP40 page. The reason why I brought this here is because this. Go ahead here, click on preview file contents, and we're going to need this. The reason why we're going to need this is because you have to type in the file or flag name for this plugin dependency. So just copy and paste it. And for not usable, we're going to have it as missing. What that means is that this ESP is not installed in whatever mod manager we have. I have Nexus mod manager, and I have NP40 in here. So if NP40 ESP or the NP40 mod was not installed in my Nexus mod manager, then basically this will not pop up or be checked. It'll be there, but if I try to click on it and I don't have this, it won't. It will, but it'll give me a warning saying, hey, you don't have what's necessary for this to work. Are you sure you want to install it? Now, for recommended, we're going to change this to active. What this means is that this is not only in my mod manager, but it's active. And so that means if it sees this, it will basically go, hey, you have this, and it will automatically check it. But we're not done yet. Gotta go to add file, go to caliber test, and then click on this. Now it will install this this patch or this file that I created, the caliber patch, as long as the mod dependency is basically, if it's all met, if all the conditions are met. So now all that I gotta do is save. Now, a bit of advice to anyone creating a FOMOD, whatever you're doing, let me explain something. Never, ever, ever type in an ampersand in any way, shape, or form. The ampersand you get from pressing Shift 7. Do not type in an ampersand. Not here, not here, not here, not here, not anywhere. Do not type in an ampersand. You can do dashes, you can do underscores, but you cannot type in an ampersand. The reason why is because based on the way that this FOMOD creation tool goes, eventually when you save stuff, sometimes you'll see like all these different characters pop up after it, colons, the pound sign, ampersand, and all that stuff, all compounded. That's normal. It's nothing, nothing bad's happening, nothing crazy's happening. But what happens is that typing in an ampersand messes it up, and it'll basically will not allow you to install it in your mod manager. It'll keep throwing up a warning. It'll go up in the red, and it'll say like, "Hey, there's a problem with this, with this mod," and I'll show you that. But right now we have this. I'm just gonna save it again just for my clarity, for my sake, and we're done. Simple as that. Interesting. Abnormal program termination. Never had that one yet, but let's see what happens. Who knows, I might have to redo it. Now in here you see the XML document. So only thing I gotta do is just go right click on this, go to 7-zip, and I'm gonna add this as a zip file. Yeah. Well, I guess I told you there's no requirements. If there's any requirements, it's have 7-zip or WinRAR or wherever you have that can zip files. Now, let's see what happens with that since I had that warning pop up. Hopefully nothing bad. Alright, click on test. As added. Alright, so here are my unassigned. So let's see what happens. And there we go. It pops right up. It automatically checks because I do have the NP40 ESP. And if I try to uncheck it, NP40 is recommended. Disabling it may result in the game instability. Are you sure you want to continue? This is generally for, like, I would say, bigger, like, much more, damning mods that could potentially, remove, it doesn't, if it doesn't install a certain thing, it may screw you. But otherwise, generally, it's just gonna, this right here is not gonna cause you any problems. This is just a trumped up warning mostly. But pretty much if I finish, I already have it installed in a different mod I have, so I'll just press yes at all just in case, and there, it does it. It completes. But let's try it with the ampersand. Like I said earlier, you don't want to put ampersand in. So let's try this again. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna bring it back up, and hopefully I won't get another warning. And from what we just saw, I guess if a warning pops up like that, it's not gonna, it's not gonna destroy anything. It's more like a hey, watch what you're doing type of deal. I'm gonna put ampersand right here. Let's see what happens. Save again. Oh, didn't get a warning this time. And now I'm going to zip it. Zip it good. Test. Let's see what happens. Oh, it popped up. That's weird. Well, I guess it doesn't matter in the description. Funny. Could be something else. Or better yet, let me change that. It could be because at the moment I don't have anything in there that would basically cause it. Like I said before, prior, you would have a variety of different figures and whatnot. Like this right here. This right here. Like right here, it shows this. But it seems to be the ampersand isn't causing a problem. It could be a variety of different things, but for me, I've had problems with putting ampersand in. I would say don't put an ampersand in. If it works out for you, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I would just say stay away from it and just type in and, or try your best to do something that you can. Like I said, if it works out for you, go for it. Otherwise, it hasn't worked out for me that great. But pretty much that's how you create a basic FOMOD and have plugin dependencies. I don't know how to do any coding. I hope no one asks because I don't know how to do that. And this is just so that, anyone who wants to create a FOMOD can basically do it without any problems. Anyway, that's all. Have a good one, folks.